#1 seed Messiah College hosting the Commonwealth Championships for the first time in program history. They welcome Lycoming to Brubaker Auditorium, and early on, Derek Mosley gives the Falcons a 4-2 lead. Messiah coming off a first-round win over Albright College. David Fernandez had 25 in that game. Here gets a bucket in transition to tie the game with the Warriors at 6. That basket is going to get the Falcons going. Against the Warriors, who had a first-round win over Widener University, Fernandez gets the ball underneath and puts the Falcons up 8-6. And by no means was Messiah finished. Here, sophomore Brad Bolin gives the Falcons a 6-0 run with a floater in the lane. And then just a moment later, trying to beat the shot clock in the half court, goes to the elbow, pulls up for 2. Falcons on an 8-0 run to take a 12-6 lead. With that same advantage, now Derek Mosley floats it up in the paint, but it's tipped in by senior Jeremiah Runkle. Lycoming calls timeout. It's 14-6 Messiah early on. Coming out of that timeout, the Warriors get a 3 from Hassan Davis to pull within 14-11. But now Messiah with a 17-11 lead. Derek Mosley, the junior, hits a 3 of his own to give the Falcons a 20-11 lead. And as the Warriors come down court, Mosley picks off the pass. He goes the other way to the rim for the score. The Falcons take a 22-11 lead, forcing another Warriors timeout. But it didn't seem like anything would slow the Falcons down in this first half. Here, David Fernandez on the next possession knocks down a 3, puts the Falcons up 25-11. The Warriors would try to keep pace here. Senior Mike Bradley, he had 31 against Widener in the first round, knocks in the 2-point jumper. But it would be more offense from the Falcons. Sophomore Taylor Groff in the corner knocks down a 3. And then it's Bolin again with the shot clock winding down, gets into the paint, gets the bucket and the foul. He's going to hit the free throw to put the Falcons up 31-16. With that score, again, it's Groff, this time the top of the key, knocks in the 3. The Falcons hit 6 of 9 threes in the first half. They go up 34-16 at this point. And then it's freshman Zach Hoy with the floater in the lane, gives the Falcons a 38-17 lead. And Messiah wouldn't stop there. Here on defense, Bolin gets the steal. He's going to go all the way to the rim and put the Falcons up 23 at this point, 40-17. The Messiah fans in attendance are on their feet at this point. They were on their feet for most of the first half. Mike Bradley again trying to keep the Warriors close, knocks down a 3, but the first half concludes with David Fernandez floating in a runner on the right-hand side. They go up 42-23 at the half. In the second half, the Falcons up 15 at this point. Fernandez finds Runkle in the paint, the bucket, and the foul. The Falcons go up 17 at this point, and with that 17-point lead, the Warriors doing all they can to just hang around. Michael Rudy gets the dunk inside, but the Falcons would continue to have enough answers. Zach Hoy driving left side with the right hand, scoops it up and in. Falcons maintain a 17-point lead, and then just a few moments later, David Fernandez finding Derek Mosley for another 3 that goes down. The Falcons go up 53-36 at this point. The Warriors doing all they can in the second half to just hang around. Michael Rudy gets the 3 to pull the Warriors within 8, but it's the closest they would get as fouls and free throws would keep the Falcons in front towards the end. They're going to go on to win the Commonwealth Conference Championship for 2011-12. It's the first Messiah Commonwealth Conference Championship since 2006 and the second in program history. The Falcons are heading back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2007. David Fernandez named Tournament Most Valuable Player after scoring 25 against Albright and 16 against Lycoming in this win. Derek Mosley also scored 16 points for the Falcons. Lycoming was led in scoring by Hassan Davis's 15 points. With the loss, they fall to 19-8 on the season. Messiah College moves to 20-6 as Commonwealth Conference champions. Afterwards, we caught up with Mike Bradley and Coach Rancourt from the Warriors, and then senior Trey Ritzman, sophomore David Fernandez, and the 2011-12 Commonwealth Coach of the Year, Rick Van Pelt from the Messiah College Falcons.
Defensively, it started with what Messiah does defensively. You know, we had concerns with that from the start. They do a very good job taking away post touches and shrinking gaps on dribble penetration. It was the first thing that we wanted to work on. You know, from an offensive perspective, they're methodical and they're patient. You know, we needed to try and find a way to get them out of that. Our pressure, to their credit, did not affect them all that much. You know, as the game went on, we were able to get to them a little bit, but we needed that pressure to be more effective. Messiah did a great job handling it. Stick to their guns, stick to the game plan, and when you're contesting shots and guys are still making it, there's nothing you can do about that. To Messiah's credit, they just made shots and we were just waiting for that time. We figured there'd be a stretch where they wouldn't, and in the second half it came. But limiting that damage in the first half was important, and I think Messiah did a very good job taking advantage of certain situations as the half was running down.
It means a lot to just get here to the final. As a team, we worked so hard all season, and we just stuck together. And the last 10 games were a little bit of a struggle, but once we got into the playoffs, we just stuck together, worked together. That Widener game was huge, and today we just played one half of basketball. First half, they just came out and they played tougher than us in the first half.
So these guys just made plays, first half especially. We just had guys making plays, and it was just kind of fortunate it turned out that way for us.
Well, I'm just thinking about that being possibly my last game in Brubaker Auditorium, and it was just, I couldn't have thought of a better way to go out. Thinking about all 4 years, all the players I've seen here and everything that they've taught me and passed on to me, and this win is a credit to everyone that has influenced me in this program too, not just this team specifically. Whenever you can know that whenever you drive and someone comes to help and the guy in the corner's a knockdown 3-shooter, or he's going to make a good decision with the ball, at least like everyone's willing to make sure we get good shots.
It's a real special team. I mean, it's the best team I've ever been on. I think our chemistry is complemented because off the court we're like brothers. I mean, our chemistry on the court is so great because off the court, we love each other. We love each other like brothers, and you can see it in the locker room. You can see it when we play. Everybody's supporting each other, and it's great to be a part of something like that. The way we're playing right now defensively, I mean, I think we can hang with anybody, and we just got to go back to work on Monday and keep practicing hard the way we've been doing. Preparing for games is probably one of the biggest things to our success. I mean, Coach and Coach Cabrera, they do a great job preparing us. Every time we go into a game, we're ready to go. We know exactly what's going on, what the other team's running, and it makes the game a lot easier when you trust the guy right next to you.
Just thinking about this group of guys in this team, I think there's a lot of things that makes it successful. And there's a couple guys on the team that just have the it factor. They're just winners, and they build that camaraderie on the team that David's talking about. And Trey has a lot to do with it as a senior captain. Jeremiah as well, and they've just have done a great job of building that chemistry. And there's just a lot of synergy on the team. I think our guys make each other better. So it helps us when we go into a game where the other team might have individually some really strong players. We can play at a little bit higher level.